Hey guys, meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. All right, here's what I'm seeing in the forecast here the next 5 to 7 days. So this storm number 2, continues into the 11th. So a lot of areas in the west will continue to get snow accumulation into the 11th. On Thursday the 11th. The blizzard we had in Oregon and Washington is going to come to an end on 110, but then the next storm is immediately on its coattails. We're calling that storm number 3. So that's going to come down, especially through Oregon, with heavy snow and a return of 60-mile-an-hour winds. So the next snow then will move through parts of Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, late on 110, and trickle into 111. So again, a lot of the snow across the west will trickle in to 111. Storm number 3 is 112 to 115. It is potent. It's got an Arctic front with it, which is going to come straight down out of Canada. And the Wasatch numbers continue to trend up. Wait till you see some of these numbers. We're really going to maximize the orographics and the snow ratios up there in the Wasatch with this, especially the second storm system, 112 to 114. Storm number 4, potentially way out on the horizon, 116 to 119. The track's been shifting, but it definitely appears to favor the northern tier of states and then kind of drops down through Wyoming and Colorado in the northeast. You've got a storm system coming to an end on 110. And then the next storm system, another powerhouse with high winds, heavy snow at the onset, changing over to rain-snow mix on 112, 113, and it could be all snow with a powerful storm on 116. All right, let me show you my spider chart. Odds of best snow, a lot of great places to choose from here over the next 7 days. So more purple, higher on the web, better odds of new snow, and that's most of the west. It's going to be hard to miss. Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Utah, California, Oregon. All these areas are going to get nailed, so you're much higher on the web. The northeast, with the rain-snow mixes and the high winds coming through, a little bit lower, but still you're going to have new snow, especially with that third storm system up there. So shoot for those areas, you'll find the best new snow. Let me take you over to water vapor satellite imagery. So on this, your moisture aloft is in the whites, the blues, and the greens. So here is our big storm number 2 moving through the Intermountain West. Another storm behind it. There's also an Arctic front, which I'll mark, and it is dropping down through here. That's the one that moves down through the lower 48 and really starts to crank up the snow ratios, and it really puts us in a very efficient snow situation for a lot of the west and a lot of the mountain range. So all of that is coming. Let me show you the forecast radar and also the satellite. So blue is snow. So this is all associated with storm number 2 into 111. There it is moving down through Colorado, New Mexico. That low will depart late 111. What you see coming down here is storm number 3 with that Arctic front. That's why it's going to ride that boundary, that Arctic front. So much colder air moving south out of Canada. So heavy snow right along that boundary. Temperatures will be falling through the Tetons and the Wasatch, Idaho, all the way back into Oregon, getting nailed with additional heavy snow. Central and northern mountains, the western slope of Colorado getting hit hard. That's 112 at 4:15 p.m. Here we are on 113. Very heavy snow continuing with that powerful direction of moisture. In the backside with that area of low pressure coming into parts of California, continuing to hit Oregon. Here we are on 113 in the afternoon. Here comes the low out of California moving into the interior. This is 114, continuation of heavy snow. Wasatch, Colorado, all those areas getting heavy snow. Here's 114 in the afternoon. The low pulls out of Colorado into Mexico, late 114 into 115, with some backside energy on that cold front. Now, here's the end of 115. So the possible that the fourth storm system is up there coming out of Canada and the Pacific Northwest, probably going to follow the jet stream orientation and push that snow down through Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, and Colorado. Let me show you the jet coming up here in just a sec. So that's the way that plays out. Here's the jet on 111. On 111, you've got that area of low pressure exiting Colorado and also New Mexico, and the next storm system, an Arctic front, getting ready to move in. Here it is on 113. So you've got the boundary with the northern branch and the co-location of the subtropical jet. So a lot of jet energy, a lot of wind, and a kind of a west-northwest flow with cold air and that Arctic front right over the top of the Wasatch and parts of Colorado. And those areas are going to get nailed. And it's also kind of draped over parts of Oregon as well with heavy snow potential. So this is 117. This is that fourth storm system potential. You can see how the jet is oriented west-northwest, so it's going to bring that energy down through Montana, Wyoming, and kind of drop it into Colorado. So those areas would be favored for that fourth storm system. All right, let's talk about wind, because on Friday, 112, we're going to have high winds across Utah and Colorado, and it's going to affect the snowpack unquestionably with 50 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts. You can see that on many of the high peaks in Colorado. That tan color, I mean, that's 60 plus mile an hour wind gusts, and that's obviously going to have an effect on avalanche risk in both Utah and Colorado. All right, here's the map. So 111 through 117, big time numbers here. Anything in purple and magenta is a foot or more, and that's pretty much all mountain ranges of the West. In Colorado, we're shooting for 1 to 3 feet through that time period. Again, doesn't all come at one time. This is in the form of, at least 2 storm systems during this time period. So in the Wasatch, looking for about 80 inches in Little Cottonwood Canyon, about 50 to 60 in Big Cottonwood, and anywhere from 30 to 50 up around Snow Basin, Park City, Deer Valley. Jackson Hole and the Tetons, Grand Targhee looking for 2 to 3 feet. And good numbers up through parts of Montana. I like what I'm seeing, especially in northwest Montana. And Idaho gets nailed, a very rich flow, 1 to 2 feet up there. And Idaho, big time numbers still yet to fall up in Oregon with just that focusing and that draping of that front and that storm track nailing that area. And probably 1 to 2 feet on the way for the Sierra, although the second wave that comes through in the Sierra has a higher snow level, above 80 to 8,500 feet. I think with that second wave is where you're going to see the best snowfall. All right, up in the northeast, you've got a continuation of action on 110, and then that storm departs, but another one equally as strong in some ways comes in 112, 113 with 70 mile an hour winds, heavy snow at the onset, changing over to rain snow mix at the ski areas, so that'll limit some accumulation. And then the third storm comes through on 116, and that one could be pure snow. With just the right track up there, you could have pure snow and potentially a foot or more out of that third storm system. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Thanks for tuning in here, and take care.